Hey everybody, welcome back. Well, it finally happened. We finally got rain. It absolutely poured yesterday, which was good because, well, it's super dry here. Bad because I was working on old Betty White here, my 96 F250. I think she's ready to go. Let's have a look at her. Here she is in all her glory. I had this thing jacked up with the wheels off yesterday, right when the heavens opened up. I wanted to check the front end, just make sure everything's good. Everything was fine, tight. Everything's good. Only thing left for me to do is wiper blades and start loading this thing. I want to have this thing loaded and ready to go next week sometime. So definitely good to go. So got my spare tire mounted, and on my spare rim that I haven't had a spare tire since I got this thing, so I'm very happy about that. Changed my oil, checked all the holes, front diff, transmission, transfer case, rear diff, greased everything. My rear diff was a little bit low yesterday, so I don't know where it's going because nothing leaks on it, so it is what it is. I filled her up, and it took me a few days to get that drain plug out, but I heated it up good and used some penetrating oil, and I actually got it out. So anyhow, let's get to the bench. Wolf Creek sent me a package for Buckin'Stock, and we're gonna port a couple of cylinders by the looks of things. Okay, I'm here at the bench. I got a package from Ryan at Wolf Creek. He really appreciates you guys, and every time I go to an event, he's always willing to help out. Got some Wolf Creek pens. We'll bring those. We'll bring those to the event and hand them out. Some stickers, Wolf Creek and Caber stickers. Thank you, Ryan. He's nice T-shirt for the Tin Man. He's always willing to help out and make these events as awesome as possible. What did he send me here? Thank you, buddy. I didn't ask him for this, but I know he pays attention to what I'm doing. And there you guys go. 2100 298 piston. There's the wrist pin, clips. What kind of piston is this? I don't know. She's a white box. Well, let's look at her. Let's see what old Ryan sent. See the difference? That's an interesting piston. It looks nice. I don't know who made this or where it came from, but that's a good looking piston. I'll have to ask Ryan next time I yak with him whose piston this is. So there you guys go. If you need a 2100 298 piston, 2101, there it is. Without companies like Wolf Creek, there are other companies. This Ryan is the guy that's been with me since day one. I'll show you guys the, without Wolf Creek, let's get some light on the situation. There we go. Okay, I asked him for a couple of cylinders, and what did he send me here? So I'm going to port a couple of these. This is what we're doing today. A couple of 372 cylinders. I got these. This is probably another one. There's another one. We'll open these up in a second. I'm going to try and port several cylinders. I'm going to bring them to the show. If you want a Tin Man saw without me actually doing your saw, well, those will be available at the show. So we got an 046 cylinder. What did he send me here? Well, would you look at that? I need a 500i. I gotta find a blown up 500i. Gasket set with oil seals for a 500i. Well, look at that. So if you have a 500i and you need to rebuild it, and you don't want to spend $6 million for dealer parts, and there's another one, 044. What else did he send me here? Nice. I've never had these in the package like that. Okay, and a couple of gasket sets. 372, 365, 044, and 460. These are the ones I always use because it's everything in one package. Thank you, Ryan. We're going to put these away for now. We're going to focus on the 372 big bores today. I'm just going to pack all this stuff up, and then we're going to port a couple of cylinders. Like I said, I'm going to bring them with me to Buckin'Stock. So if you're going and you're interested in the top end, come and see me. I'll have a couple available. Maybe more than a couple, but the clock is ticking. Next thing I have to do is put a chainsaw toolkit together. I think I'm going to bring my porting tools. Maybe I'll do a cylinder for you guys that are there live, if time permits. And so I got to bring my tools. I'm going to bring files and chainsaw tools. And I got to get all my bars and chains ready. I got six or so saws I'm going to bring. And I'm going to bring an iron horse saw so people can see that. I'm going to bring a stock 572 with a ram horn pipe. I want people to see how a stock saw runs with the right pipe. And then 394, 2101, that nasty little John thread I built years ago. The 026, which I've run a little bit. If you're a subscriber and you're at Buckin'Stock, come over, introduce yourself, and one of you guys is going to leave with that 026. Anyhow, let's get to porting. Well, I'll just leave you guys right here. Let's open up one of these. He sent me a spark plug. And here's the top end with the rings. I can use cable rings or highway rings. I'm probably just going to use the rings that this came with. These are 372 big bores, 52 millimeter. That gives you 72 cc's. Geez, that looks small because I've been working on a 2101. Okay. These look amazing. Look at the quality. These cylinders look great. Okay, now what we're doing is I'm going to port 2 cylinders exactly the same. I'm going to do some production work. Not normally my shtick, but I want to do this for you guys because I don't get a lot of chance. Well, you guys know, any of you guys that have reached out, I don't take work. I never have. I mean, who knows? But with the way my life is and my schedule, how much time I actually have, it's hard for me to take on any work. Sorry, you guys are off camera there. Another piston. Okay. And again, here's the other one. They look really nice. Man, these cylinders are nice. They just get better and better. Okay, so I'm going to port both of these cylinders exactly the same. And you might ask, how am I going to port a cylinder but I don't have your saw? I'm going to use a mock-up bottom end, set these up. Okay, I'm going to check the squish on both of them with no base gasket. So if you do end up taking one of these home, you'll be setting it up with no base gasket. Okay, and that's what I'm gonna set them up for. Make sure you check the squish when you do get home. I'm gonna do just a basic, good, old school port job on this. And it's funny, friends, but these cylinders, like these, look at the transfers. They're massive. They go straight down. We can make them better, but these are pretty good out of the box. They really are. Okay, I'm going to get this set up, and I'm going to port both cylinders. And just to show you guys how I do this, okay, I push the piston or the rod down to bottom dead center, okay, and then I lock down my pointer and my degree wheel at 0 or 180, which is bottom dead center. And that's how I get it fairly close, okay? It's pretty simple stuff, and it's not rocket science, but you can save yourself a lot of time if you do it that way. I'm going to grab my piston, wrist pin. Okay, now we go top dead center. Okay, we put the piston in, and then I'll take my cylinder, either one. Okay. Put it down, grab a couple of bolts. Drop them in there. Okay, and then just bolt them down. Now I'll put my stop in there and make sure it travels the same distance in either direction. If it travels the same distance in either direction, it is zeroed. It's just that simple. It's not rocket science. Okay? Okay, and I'm going to do this on both cylinders. Stick your solder in there. Okay, I use the clutch to turn it over. Okay, and I'm going to squish it. Now I've already done that. My batteries died on my caliper here. Okay, and we're going to check. That's our squish with no base gasket. It's a little tall. I'm not going to correct it though, because your base might be different than mine. We're going to do it one more time. The saw will run fine, I promise you that. Okay, we're going to try one more time. Oh, there, we got a better reading that time. Okay, 35 thousandths. Not the best, not the worst. Okay, so I'm going to check both cylinders and measure them. And I'm going to check my timing. I'll do that off camera and I'll let you guys know what I find. Okay, so I got the timing on both cylinders done. They both time at 103, 128, and 148 degrees intake timing. I'm going to shoot for 103, 128, and 154. And I know you're going to say, I thought you were porting these. I am. I'm going to port the lower transfers. I'm going to cut the bottom of the cylinder skirts off. I'm going to open up the transfers and port them, help the air get around the corners. I'm going to clean up the lower transfers and get rid of the flashing. I'm going to polish the exhaust port, but I'm not going to change it. And then intake, I will lower to 154 and slap that all together, and we should have two good running cylinders that, you know, hopefully some of you will want one. If you don't, that's okay, but if you want a cylinder, I'll bring these to Buckin'Stock. Anyhow, friends, I'm going to get to porting. I'm not going to film this because, well, time is of the essence. I'll hit you guys back up when we're done the cylinders. Okay, guys, it is several hours later. I did not film while I was porting because, well, time is valuable right now. Normally, I don't mind if it takes a little longer, but I want to get these done because I need to start packing for Buckin'Stock. Even though it's a week and a half away, I want to get everything packed so that I don't have to worry about it. Everything finished. So here's my finished cylinders, and I marked these, and I'm going to keep. Okay, this is number 1. This is cylinder 1, and this is cylinder 2. I marked the boxes. Okay. Funny story. Squish on both of these was within 1,000th of each other. Timing. Both cylinders. Exhaust 103 on both of them after top dead center. Transfers 128, so they have 25 degrees of blowdown. And intake was, what was it on both of these? Let me look at my notes here. 74, so 148 intake. So here they are ported. Hope you guys can see that. Okay, here's a stock one just for reference. Oops, helps if you face them the same way, doesn't it? Stock transfer, ported transfer. Notice mine are way bigger. Primary's bigger. Secondary's a little bit bigger, but not too much. Okay. We've cut out the side there because that's blocked. That blocks air from flowing through. Intake. There's mine. There's the original one. Okay. Exhaust is pretty much the same. I polished this one to 2000 grit. It always looks rougher on video, but there's your stock exhaust. Okay, so the way these sit now, I didn't have to do that much to these, friends. 103 on the exhaust, 128 on the transfers. That's 25 degrees of blowdown. I don't mind that on this saw. I left the exhaust roof lower. This saw will have a broader power curve than, say, a lot of the saws that say I would build for me. I would put this at 98. I would do machine work. I would raise the transfers, but that wasn't what I was after here. Okay, so 103 in the exhaust, both of them. Transfers 128, both of them. I went in and cleaned up the transfers, but I did not raise them. I hope you guys can see that. Okay, I just cleaned them up. I didn't. Okay, and I went in there and ground where appropriate. Same with this one. I just cleaned them up. They did have some flash in them. Okay, there's the stock one right there. And there's mine. Notice I got the flash out. Okay, and got rid of any imperfections. Okay, so 103, 128 intakes are at 154. This one I did a little bit of a Drake intake on. This one I did more of a standard intake. I didn't like the roof on this one. It was kind of jagged and messy looking, so I cleaned that up. It still is. I still did the Mickey Mouse ears in the corners. It's just not as pronounced on this one versus this one. This one's more as cast. Okay, so there you guys go. I'll take these inside, wash them, run my finger over them. They feel good. I didn't do anything crazy to them. These ground real nice. Didn't really have any issues. Yeah. I just took my time, good sharp bits, and kind of know what you're doing. And usually you shouldn't have too many problems. But there you guys go. 2 cylinders done. And this week I'll be packing and getting ready. Anyhow, friends, thanks for watching. Take her easy, and I'll see you guys in a couple days. I'll be jumping in and out this week, showing you guys what I'm up to. Later.